Hi guys, so I promised that I would do a video about my packing for the UK. So I'm about to leave tomorrow actually. So today is the 31st of August 2024, flying into the UK on Friday. So we're actually going to be in Los Angeles first, and then after 4 days we then fly to London. Now, I'm going to be staying in the UK at least until the end of November. And I know for a lot of you it's difficult to decide what to take and what to pack when you're going. And I totally get you, because actually these next months, particularly September, can be it can be warm, it can be cold, it can be windy, it can be rainy, it can be typical UK weather, really. And I know it's really difficult when it comes to actually putting your stuff together, what to take. So I will show you what I've packed, but do bear in mind that I'm packing for winter months as well. So I've kind of take that into consideration, and also weight limit. So the weight limit on the flight is 23 kgs. I should know what that is in pounds. I'm not sure. I'll try and find out and put it on the screen. But I just wanted to show you, first of all, some of the things that I always take. And I will actually do a video showing you kind of like things that I always pack. So first thing I want to mention is that I've been a big convert. I've loved packing cubes for a long time, but I've been a real convert to the compression packing cubes. And I bought a whole load by Begale. So that's what I've used to do my packing. We've got loads left. Doug's also used them as well. And we found those really, really handy. I really like packing cubes. You can just get really organised. For example, next week, we just packed the things we want for LA in a couple of packing cubes. It means we don't have to get everything else out. Because there's nothing worse, I think, when you're travelling, is get everything out of your suitcase, then put everything back in your suitcase, then everything out of your suitcase, then everything back. You get the picture. It becomes a real pain. So yeah, so I've used these Big L packing cubes to do most of my packing this time, and find that they're really, really good. What I do think is just a little tip, because I've got quite a few packing cubes anyway, is that I like to always, when I'm on board in my carry-on, is put some of my essentials in a cube that I can get access to. So it's got like a pen, some paper, notepad, some tissues, my earphones, so I don't go rummaging around in my bag. So that's really, so if you've got some packing cubes from before, then you've used them, then it's a really handy way to do it. So I tend to do that for my hand luggage, because it just makes it much easier when I'm trying to find something. So I know there's been a lot of talk recently about kind of security for your phones, and there was some discussion in the group. So this is what I use. You can see it fits on the bottom of my phone. So I've got a few different sorts. And I know there were some queries about how secure it was, so I actually want to show you. Well, first of all, it's really secure because obviously you've got the clasp from the actual lanyard itself. But just to show you, I've got my another phone of mine. If you have a look here, you see you've got this attachment, and basically you buy them in a packet like this, and I will put a link below. So you buy them in a packet like that, then you basically take the case off your phone, and it slots behind. Oh, let's lift it up. Slots behind, and it goes actually through the slot there, so it's very secure. So as long as your phone case is secure and tight, then it's absolutely fine, and then obviously it clasps onto that. And what I do use, as well as the lanyard around my neck, I do also have this sort. And if I'm wearing jeans, I'll fix this one onto there, and then put this onto the loop on my jeans. And I find that works as well if I don't actually want it around my neck. So that's another option. And because I'm terrible for dropping things, and I find if it's on this and I drop it, it doesn't go anywhere because it kind of bounces back up. So it saves your phone as well. So I'll put a link for those. I bought all those on Amazon. So I'll put a link for all of those. So those are essentials. Don't go anywhere without them. I've got a couple of colour coordinated ones. I like orange and I like green, so they go with all of those. Right. I always take a notepad, and obviously we've got our new logo on the notepad. We've got few different versions of the logo as well. So always useful to have a notepad to take some notes with you. And another thing I always take, it's in Doug's little Welsh Highland little purse that he bought last year, is air tags. I like to know where my luggage is, so I have air tags. Just check with your airline that you can actually put them in your luggage, but I put them in my hand luggage as well, just so I know where they are. Another thing that I always travel with is my hair turban twisty. I don't know about you, but you go to hotels and sometimes they've just got one towel. And I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do with my hair? So I've just got these twisty things. You just put them on like a turban around your hair when you come out of the shower. And that's it. So you don't have to use another towel. They dry really quickly. Honestly, I always pack one of these. And my daughter's the same. I was over at my daughter's recently in Perth and obviously put a towel in the bedroom for me. And she also put a twisty. So I'd highly recommend one of those. Take one with you, honestly. Now, I know if you're traveling from the US, there are a few other things that you may want to pack that you won't find necessarily in the UK. Sometimes you will find washcloths, or we call them flannels, but not necessarily. Top sheets is another thing you might not find. So if you feel that you're going to want a top sheet rather than, because quite often you'll just find that it'll just be a duvet and there won't be a sheet. So that's something else. But I will put a link. I've got an article which I wrote with Catherine, who's in our group, so Catherine Johnson, all about kind of things to know if you're visiting from the US to the UK. Anyway, that's enough for now. I'm going to show you what I've actually packed, but I thought I'd just kind of do that bit of preamble to tell you some of the things that I always take with me. Okay, so before I show you my suitcase, there's a couple of things I want to say. Oh, also, there are far more things that I always take with me. Those were just the first few things. I will put a dedicated video together with, I think it's probably about 10 things that I always take with me when I travel, probably anywhere in the world, but I'll be taking with me over at the UK. So watch out for that. I'll do that just after I've done this video, so hopefully get them both uploaded very soon. Okay, so there's just a couple of things I wanted to talk about really, what you've got to consider when you're packing for the UK. One is where you come from in the world, because, and I think this is common sense, but I just want to say it clearly, if you come from a country where it's warm most of the time, I live in Queensland quite a lot of the year, and I mean, it's winter, it's the last day of winter today, and it's 35 degrees. So it's quite hot, shall we say. So I have become acclimatized to that. So I find when it's 18 that it's quite chilly. Now, if you live in a part of the world where 18 degrees, I think it's about 60. Sorry, I should know the Fahrenheit. It is quite cold or quite warm, then you're going to have to think about the impacts, like when you're in the UK, of those temperatures. I have to say, people have told me that it feels warmer in the UK than it does in their country when it's the equivalent temperature. Well, I don't know. So you kind of have to think about that. I think that's important. Another thing to think about is where you're going to be in the UK. So the further south you are, generally the warmer it is. So if you're in London, it's usually a couple of degrees warmer than it is if you're in Scotland. Go to far north Scotland, it's certainly going to be even more, a few degrees warmer than it would be in far north Scotland. So you have to think about that the further north you go, especially when it gets into winter, the darker it will be, the colder it gets. Okay, so if you're in London, generally warmer, you're in a big city. So, I mean, it can actually get really hot in London in August. I mean, it could be warm in September. The weather forecast isn't looking warm for the first couple of weeks of September and then going back to kind of regular temperatures. Now, if you ask me what regular temperatures are, honestly, it's a dark art, the UK weather. It really is. So I look at the BBC long-term forecast. So do that. Have a look. I'll put a link to that below as well. Have a look. That's what we're doing. We're having a look. At the minute, it looks variable, which is kind of UK weather. It just is variable. And if you come from part of the world, I know often when we do itinerary consults, we talk to people who's the weather, they're on the same kind of latitude. So they have the same type of weather anyway, so they're kind of used to it. So again, it's just thinking about, what you're used to. If you live in a variable climate, you'll kind of know that it could be warm, it could be rainy. I mean, I remember last year, and I talk about this a lot, but I remember being in Edinburgh on a Sunday afternoon and getting a bit of sunburn because it was warmer than I expected. It was a lovely, warm, sunny day. The next day, I'm covered head to foot in rain gear and boots, and I think maybe trainers. I've got a rain jacket on. I've got a coat and a hoodie on because it was cold and it was rainy, and it just was the complete opposite to the day before. And that was literally from one day to the next. So I know that's not helpful, and it's probably not what you want to hear. You probably want a definitive, this is what it's going to be like. And honestly, if I could tell you what that was going to be like, I'd probably be a millionaire, because I would be also forecasting what the lottery numbers were, and I'd be sitting on an island somewhere. But yeah, so look at the long range forecast. consider what your airline allows with carry-on and hold luggage. Now, flying from Australia, it seems to be far stricter than it is in the States for what you can carry on. We can't take more than 7 kgs carry-on, and they can get really strict with that. And I've actually checked in before where they were making people take things out of their bags and people had to throw things away. It was horrible because they were kind of over the limit. So just check with your airline. Also think, if you're going to be traveling around by train, for example, you don't want huge amounts of suitcases and luggage and heavy stuff. So really think smart when it comes to doing your packing. Ideally, if you plan a trip, plan how you're going to wash things as you go. It's less so much of an issue in the winter because obviously you can wear things longer. It's not going to get as dirty or as sweaty or whatever as it would in the summer. And also in the UK, it's also worth considering, like, even if you book an Airbnb or something, often they'll have a washer dryer combined, and sometimes the dryers aren't great. I've heard that commented as well, and you might have to hang your washing up. Now, if you're not there in summer and you can't put it out on a day where you've got a bit of sunshine, in the winter, I'm not joking, like we'll just hang things on radiators. That's what we always did, hang stuff on radiators. Put some things in a tumble dryer. I'm not a big tumble dryer fan. I had a beautiful jumper once that was shrunk, and ever since then I've had a thing about tumble dryers. But so I don't use them. But if you are thinking, okay, well, we're going to be traveling for 2 weeks, we're only going to take a week's worth of clothes, we need to be thinking how we're going to wash as we go. So again, like I do a lot of washing in the hotels as well. That underwear, you can just hang it up and it'll dry, especially if you've got 2 nights in a place. Do that. And we take a little washing line with us as well, which I'll show you when we're traveling. Also, I'm going to say, and I think this will be helpful, is my plan is every day to take a photo of what I'm wearing. Literally every day I'm going to do that. I will post that in our Facebook group and show you what I am wearing that day. And I'll tell you how the day's gone. Like, have I had to is it been warmer or colder? Just to give you an idea. Because if you're watching this video and it's for September 2025 or September 2026, I can't tell you what the weather's going to be like. I don't know what it's going to be like in 2 weeks' time. But at least you get an idea of, the sort of clothes that I wore. Now, if you don't like my clothes, you just wear clothes that suit you. I'm just going to wear my stuff. So it's what I'm comfortable wearing. Everybody's got a different style. Everybody likes different things. So yeah, hopefully it'll be okay. And you just kind of go, oh, I don't like that. But anyway, that's what I'm planning to do. I'm just going to keep it real. I'm just going to be me. And I'm just going to show you what I wear. So do follow us on our trip, because I will be doing that. I'll show that in the Facebook group. Do check out our Instagram, UK Travel Planning, as well, because I'm planning to do that because I think that's helpful. If there's anything in particular you want to know, like, let me know. Ask when I'm traveling, because I can show you, I can tell you. I'll be on the ground, and ask me those questions. Ask, how I'm getting, what bag I'm using, or what suitcase I've got, or what. Ask all about that, because I can just tell you from my experience, and hopefully that will help. Anyway, so I'm gonna show you my suitcase. That's the next thing I'm gonna do. So yeah, have a look at what I've actually got and what I've packed, and just to give you an idea. But as I say, follow along on our trip and you can see what I'm gonna wear every single day. Hi guys, okay, I was trying to think how to do this. So this is my suitcase and it's packed. And I'm actually going to unpack it, I guess, is probably what I'm going to do, and show you how and what I have got. So, it's another thing that I always travel with, which is you need in the UK. They don't give you any bags in the shops, obviously, anymore. So I always take a few of these. So these were packed in here. So I'm just going to say, first of all, that I've got these compression bags, which I've already packed up. I'm a little bit sad, haven't unpacked them, but I did promise I'd show you. So I'm going to Los Angeles first, so it's going to be hot. So I will just say that in this cube, I've actually got all my stuff for LA. Now, I'm not really anticipating wearing any of this in the UK because I don't think it's going to be warm enough. But I will just show you. It's basically just crop trousers, my swimming costume, and some other bits and bobs, tops and things. Now, what I have got in here, just seeing at the bottom, I have got, unpack it, some jeans. Right, so actually I did think that was all my stuff for LA, so I got that wrong. I did pack it last week. Okay, so I'm taking 2 pairs of jeans. So I've got a pair of normal blue jeans, and then I've got a pair of black jeans. Okay, so I figured those I'm going to wear September, October and November. I wear jeans in the winter in the UK, and looking at the temperatures, it looks like it's going to be kind of early 20s, which is, it's still fine to wear jeans. So let's just put that over here. I'll repack it all after I've showed you everything. Yeah, so main trousers I'm going to take, sorry, let's get that back up, is I've got 2 pairs of jeans. Right. I'm just going to show you because I think these are genius. So the main thing you need to be thinking about is layers. And these are basically kind of like a bra top that you get from Uniqlo. And they're just fantastic, absolutely amazing. Because there's a layer straight away. And it's no underwire. So the ladies watching this still totally understand that. So I've got a few of those. So how many I've got? So I've got 4 of those. Bearing in mind, guys, that I am staying there like 3 months, so I will be using those in the winter. But they will be useful if it's cold in Northern Ireland and in Scotland, where it can be. So I will probably pack a few of these when I'm travelling from next week, when we start travelling from through Wales and through Republic of Ireland, Northern Ireland, and then into Scotland. So, but I thought I'd show you those. These are basically my shorts and my crop trousers for Los Angeles, swimming costume. Can't go wrong with a sarong, so always take a sarong with us. And my flip-flops, thongs, jangles, I think they call them in New Zealand. What do you call these in the United States? Is it also flip-flops? I'm not sure. Anyway, so because there's a pool at the hotel in Los Angeles. So then just a very thin top that I'll take, which would be nice because apparently it's really, really warm. So I haven't really finished this one yet. It's mainly going to have just some bras and stuff in it. So it's a spare one because I had plenty of space. Now, toiletries wise, I have, check out my little hairy Q. You can see that? Little hairy Q badge I bought in Edinburgh. So toiletries I really haven't finished packing yet, but I tend to put it all into the suitcase anyway. Like you can buy everything in the UK, and Boots is an amazing shop, so I'm quite happy to do a bit of shopping there. I do have a few things like some toothpaste and stuff that I need for Los Angeles, and then I have boots. So these are the boots that I'm taking. Again, I would anticipate that I'll probably get more wear out of these in September, I'm going to get more wear out of these in October and November for sure. But I'm taking them, obviously, because I'm going to be there that length of time. I would think that most of September I'm probably just going to be wearing my trainers, which I haven't packed because I'm going to be wearing them, but I'll show you what I'm going to wear to go on the plane, so you can see. So I've got those. Right, and then in the other side, I've got these things that are supposed to be really good for your for walking, that a friend who went to Japan recommended, so I've bunged a couple of those in. Right, so on this side, I have my coat. So now this is a Kathmandu coat that I bought here, which is a 5-in-1. So basically it's a rain jacket. It all comes apart. So you've got like a thinner like puffer jacket type thing, which you can take the sleeves out of, or it's a rain jacket. Now again, I'm anticipating that this will probably come more into its own in October and November, but don't quote me on that because you never know in September as well, but I'm hoping September it's going to be pretty warm. So then in this one, I literally can't remember because I packed it the other day. Honestly, these compression packing cubes are absolutely genius. So in this one, what have I got? If I actually get into it would be helpful, wouldn't it? Okay, so this one, I've got my gloves, because again I'm going to need those definitely in October, November. So I've got a thin jumper, so excuse everything's going to be creased up, but I anticipate that will be fine to wear in September. And I've got a couple of dresses. Now I've got one which is more like, again, probably okay for September, October time, with boots and tights underneath. That'll be absolutely fine. And the other one's a more summer dress for Los Angeles, so I've got those in there. And Also what I'm taking, so I've got 2 pairs of jeans, and I've got these again, Uniqlo, what a shop that is. So these are kind of, they're not sweatpants, because they're not, I can see at the bottom, they're kind of, they've got room, they're not tight around the bottom of my legs. So actually these with a pair of tights underneath. Now, when it gets really cold in October, November, definitely November, I'll be wearing thermal tights underneath these. But they're actually smart enough to go out in with a jacket. So I like those. So I've got a couple of pairs of those. I think I've got 2 pairs. I'll probably also wear a pair on the aeroplane as well because they're so comfortable. And then in here, I think this is just underwear. It's amazing how much you can fit in, honestly, with these compression cubes. Yeah, so I've just got my underwear in that one, which you don't really need to see. So that fits into that packing cube. Then, so basically what you've seen at the minute, you've literally seen 1 jumper, my boots, 2 pairs of kind of like tracksuit bottoms that they're not, I don't know what you'd call them in America, but anyway, they're like more, they're just comfortable, but again, you can wear them with tights underneath. And then, and 1 top. So now what's in this one? Let me show that one. Zip the right thing. Don't you unzip the compression bit? So in this one, okay, so because in September, it's not, hopefully not going to be too cold, especially the first couple of weeks in September. So I figure really that I can wear something like this with my jeans. So it's a shirt, and I can wear the that Uniqlo kind of top underneath it, vest top, because that'll be perfect. So that's a couple of layers. And then if I need to layer on top of that, I have got I've got another jacket which I'll go and grab in a minute, which I can put over the top. So I've got a few shirts. So I'm taking 1, 2, 3 of those kind of long sleeve shirts that I can wear a t-shirt underneath with jeans and my boots. I think that will work really, really well. I've also got some linen shirts in there, which is more for LA for the warmer weather. So that's it. And then I've got one big one here, and this one. Oops, this one has got my jumpers in. So I like these sort of things, these vest tops, because underneath one of those shirts, these are perfect. So I've got a few of those. I think I've put in 3 of those, different colours. Now also you'll probably notice that I go for plain colours more than anything, because then you can mix and match. So I've tried to stick to, like, I really like reds, greens, oranges, those sorts of colours. So I've got a kind of load of those. I've also got a few of these just ordinary little vest tops, which again will be really good to put under one of those shirts. So I've got a few of those, and then I have got some jumpers. So I'm taking, I don't know what you call these in the States, is it sweaters? So there you go, I've got a couple of those, and they're not particularly thick, but if like it feels that it's going to be a little bit cooler and I don't want to wear one of those shirts with a little vest top underneath, I can put one of these jumpers on. So these will work. So I've taken 4 jumpers that I've got with me. Again, remember I'm going to be there kind of November, December, or definitely October, November, maybe in December. So it'll be a little bit colder. So that sort of top. So that's the sort of thing that's what I'm planning to take. Now, I know what you're thinking, like, what happens if it's a little bit warmer? Well, it's the UK, and really, for me, warm isn't, like, even 22 degrees. It's not bad. I'd probably, with 22 degrees, would just wear a t-shirt. Now, this sort of thing is absolutely fine with one of my jackets over the top. Now, I'll go and grab, I won't pause this, I'll just go and edit this afterwards. I'll go and grab a couple of the jackets that I'm going to take with me as well. So bearing in mind, this is really all I'm planning to take for a few months. So hi guys, I'm back. Right, okay, so I have got my pashmina, which I bought when I was in India this year, which is just, it's just beautiful. Cashmere wool, so it's lovely and soft and warm. Now I'm taking this jacket kind of cardigan with me because I figure if it's a little bit cooler, I can wear that over one of my shirts. And like if it is warmer, those shirts are still good enough to I don't have to wear the vest top underneath, just wear the shirt with my sleeves rolled up over my jeans. So that's my plan with that. And then I have got, when it gets a little bit cooler, I love wearing this. You'll probably see the pictures that I had taken with Dommy in Notting Hill. This was perfect because it goes really well over those shirts. It also goes really well over the jumpers. So if I need to be a little bit warmer, because it's lovely. I love this top. I always wear this on the plane as well, because sometimes you can get so cold on the airplane. So it keeps going off. Yeah, so that just gives you a kind of rundown of what I'm taking. Obviously, I'm trying to think, there's socks in here because I'm taking some boots. Now, I will just say as well that I have got some things at my mum's house in the UK, so probably not, I'm trying to think what else I'd pack. I mean, really, I've got some things if it's warm. I've got some crop trousers. I've got some, I like linen tops, so linen shirts, more for Los Angeles next week. I mean, you know, there might be an Indian summer in the UK and it might be amazing. So I'll have those. But I have, you know, September, I don't know. Leggings, jeans, shirts, layering. So I've got those Uniqlo kind of bra tops and those kind of, they're very thin. They're fantastic. They're so comfortable to wear. And then I've got the jumpers if it gets a little bit cold. Now, as I've said before, it'll get colder the further north I go. So I'm expecting it to be colder and rainier. Scotland, please don't. But generally, you know, it's going to be. So I certainly don't expect to be sitting wearing what I'm wearing right now, because it's 35 degrees here in Brisbane at the moment, when I'm over in the UK. And isn't it hard to pack when it's a country like the UK, when you just don't know what you're going to get? So layers, layers, layers. Take what you're comfortable in, wear what you're comfortable in. Honestly, it is no fashion show in London or anywhere in the UK. Really, people don't care. Be comfortable with what you're wearing. I did a little video a couple of weeks ago just to show the trainers that I'll be wearing. But honestly, I think the best thing that I can do, especially if you're going to be going in October, November, is I'll just show you what I wear every single day. So you'll get an idea of what the weather's like, get an idea of what I'm wearing. I mean, it's like the most practical way to do it. Not guaranteeing that the weather if you're watching this in 2025, is going to be the same as it is in 2024. But anyway, hopefully that'll give you an idea. Right, now I better get packing. Repack it. Anyway, as I say, hopefully that's helped.